Okay then, Super Spider Squad, are you ready for your maths today? Now, I hope you managed to find all of those hidden spiders this morning and that there are none left hiding under your cups ready for you to find later. Right, just remind me guys, shout it out for me. What number have we been thinking about this week? Number 8. Well done. And we've done all sorts of thinking, haven't we? We've had flies on the web and how we can make 8 using our flies. We've had doubles. We've had a game. We've had tens frames with flies and spiders in. So many ways of thinking about 8 this week. So today's lesson is all about bringing all of those things together and you showing me some of the things that you've learnt. So we're going to get started with a bit of an 8 adventure, and then I'll let you know what I'd like you to do today. Okay then guys, before we go off on our 8 adventure then, here are all of our different ways that we found of making 8 at the start of the week. So we've got our Numicon, our birthday cake, our spider with 8 legs, the word 8, a tens frame, a tower, a dice, some sweeties, and we've got our numerals as well, haven't we? Can you find me number 8 on our number track? Well done, here he is. Can you tell me what's 1 more than 8? 9, well done. If we count along 1, we get to 9. And what's 1 less? Well done, 7. If we go down 1, we get to 7. Right, we have spent our whole week thinking about 8. Today, 8 is going to go on a bit of adventure, and he's off to a farmyard just like the very busy spider. Here he is then guys, here's our number 8, and he says, hello, my name is 8 and I love the number 8. Can you tell? Do you want to hear about my adventure to the farm? Now, of course we do, guys, don't we? But before we click on through our story, through our adventure, what do you notice that's a bit special about this number 8? How many stripes has he got on his body? Can you see? Well done. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, how many eyes has he got, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 eyes, just like a spider. Now, I wonder how good your eyesight is. Can you count how many points he's got on his star on his top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then how many stripes has he got on his fancy hat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could this 8 be any more 8? He's even in an 8 shape, isn't he? Right, let's see what this super 8 gets up to on the farm. Here he is then, and it says, one day, number 8 decided to go and visit his friend Farmer Flo and see the animals on her farm. As he walked down the path to his garden gate, he was so excited that he did a little dance and sang a little song. Make an S and close the gate. Now I've made a number 8. Hey, that's a bit like our rhyme for making number 8 as well, isn't it? We go, make an S and don't you wait. When you've joined, you've made an 8. And he has, hasn't he? As he did his dance, he made an 8 number shape. He's definitely number 8, guys, isn't he? Let's see what he does next. Number 8 walked down the road to the road sign and stopped to decide which way to go. Which is the way to Farmer Flo's farm? How do you know? Which sign do you think number 8 followed? So we've got one that says Farmer Flo's farm, 8 miles, railway station, 5 miles, town centre, 10 miles, seaside, 2 miles. Which is the one he needs? It's Farmer Flo's farm, and guess how far it is? It's 8 miles. Of course it's 8. He's a number 8. everything he does has got 8 in it. It was 8 o'clock by the time number 8 got to Farmer Flo's farm. What time did he see on his watch? Now that's another way we can use our numbers, isn't it? We can use them to tell the time. Can you spot the watch where the arrow is pointing at the number 8? Can you see it? Well done, it's this one. This one is 8 o'clock because can you see the little hand here is pointing to the 8? Now time is quite a tricky thing to learn about and we'll learn about it when we get a bit bigger. But all we need to know for this is that the 8 has got one of the hands pointing to it, which means it's 8 o'clock. We're thinking all about 8s, aren't we today, guys? Let's see what he does next. First, it was time to round up the sheep with the help of Sheepdog Shep. Which pen has got 8 sheep in it? Oh, can you have a little look, guys? Which pen is it? Is it this one? No. Can you see how many sheep are in there? There are 5, aren't there? Because we've got 3 on the top row and 2 here. 3 and 2 is 5. Or what about this next field? Is it this one? How many sheep in this one? 7. Well done. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheep. So it's not that one. Which one must it be? Well done. Here's our sheep in our field that we need. And we've got 8 because we've got 4 on the top row, 4 on the bottom row. And we've learnt this week, haven't we? 4 and 4 is 8. Well done. That's all the sheep collected in. What does he do next? Next, number 8 and Farmer Flo went to collect some eggs from the hens. Number 8 found how many eggs? 8 eggs. Which box do you think has got 8 in? Can it be this one? No, there's not enough in there, is there? We can tell that without looking. We've not got enough. Is it this one? Should we count and check? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we know we've got 5 here and there's only one more egg, can it be that one? No, that's not enough for 8, is it? We know that that's only 6. So it must be this carton of eggs. And look, we've got 5 on the front row and then 3 here. Hey, that's another one of our ways of making 8, isn't it? 5 and 3 makes 8. Let's see what happens next. Finally, it was time to feed the horses with some yummy apples. Which tree do you think he's going to need, guys? How many apples? 8 apples. Which of the trees has got 8 apples in it? Can you see? Is it this one? No, not enough in there. Is it this one? No. How many apples can you see in that one? 6. Well done. And we can subitize that, can't we? We can see 2 and 2 and 2. That makes 6. So it must be this tree here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, lucky horsey, he's going to have a tummy full of apples, isn't he, if he eats all of those? Before number 8 went home, he and Farmer Flo had a lovely cup of tea and a biscuit. Which biscuit do you think number 8 chose? What do you reckon, guys? Do you think he had a jammy Dodger? Do you think he had a custard cream? Or do you think he went for the biscuit that's got 8 sides on it? I think he went for the 8-sided biscuit too. This one here. We call this an octagon. And an octagon is a shape that's got 8 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides. Now we know that 8 loves anything to do with 8, so he'd probably eat up that biscuit. But if it was me, guys, I'd probably go for a jammy dodger. Yum, yum. Which biscuit would you go for? Number 8 was very tired after his busy day at the farm, so he decided to get the train home. How much do you think his ticket cost, guys? £8. Well done. Another way we can use our numbers to show us how much money we've got. Which purse does he need? Which purse has got £8 in? Now we've got a tens frame in our purses, look. Can you remember how many empty spaces do we have in a tens frame if we're thinking about 8? 2 spaces, well done. That's because 8 and 2 more makes 10. So which purse does he need? Which one has got 8 on the tens frame? Well done, it's this one. We've got 5 on the top and 3 on the bottom. And we know that that makes 8. And we've got 2 empty spaces. And we know that we have 2 empty spaces on a tens frame when we're thinking about 8. Gosh, he's had a busy day full of 8 things, hasn't he, that number 8? Let's have a little look and see what he saw on his adventure to the farm. So we saw the sign that told him that it was going to be 8 miles to the farm. And he looked at his watch and he saw that it was 8 o'clock when he got there. He counted up the sheep in the field and he found how many? 8 sheep. He counted the eggs in the egg cartons and he found 8 eggs. He fed the horse in the field and how many apples did the horse have? 8. And then he ate a biscuit with how many sides? 8 sides. Well done. Now, 8 saw how we can use our numbers in lots of different ways, didn't he, during his adventure? He saw that we can use our numbers to tell us how far something is in miles. He saw that we can use our numbers to tell us what time it is. And then we can use our numbers to tell how much of something we've got. So how many sheep, how many eggs, how many apples. And then we can also use our numbers to tell us how many sides a shape has. Like his biscuit had 8 sides. So many clever ways we can use 8. And I'm not surprised that number 8 was tired after his busy day. He did so much mathsy thinking that day, didn't he?
Okay guys, blimey, that number 8, he found so many different examples of 8 on his adventures, didn't he? Now, we've been a bit like number 8 this week because we have learnt so many different ways of making 8 from all of our work too. So what I'd love us to do today is to make our own adventures for number 8. Okay, now to do that, the first thing I'd like you to do is to design or make your own number 8. Now the number 8 in the adventure we've just shared together, he was in an 8 shape, wasn't he? And he had 8 stripes and an 8 pointed star and 8 eyes and 8 stripes on his hat. He was covered in 8s. So you might decide to do your own number 8 shape and then you might decorate it with all different types of 8s. Maybe your number 8 will have 8 arms. Maybe it'll have 8 legs. Maybe it'll have 8 bits of hair on its head. It's completely up to you. As long as it's covered in things that are 8, I don't mind. Now, I liked that number 8 because it had our 8 numeral, but you could stick to our spider theme this week and maybe design your number 8 as a special 8 spider, okay? Now you can choose, you can either draw me what your number 8 would look like, or if you prefer to make it for me, that's absolutely fine as well. You choose, guys, no problem. I'm going to draw mine and you could draw yours in your home learning book. And for me, I'm going to stick with our spider theme and I'm going to make a number 8 spider. So my spider's got a nice big body and it's going to have 8 legs. And there's my doubles look because I've got my 4 legs on each side. And he's going to have 8 eyes. 7 and 1 in the middle, 8. I'm going to put 8 little pupils on his eyes as well so he can see. Okay, I'm going to give my 8 spider 8 stripes across his tummy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8. 8 stripes on his tummy. And I'm going to write the numeral 8 on him as well. So I've practiced my numeral. And I might give him 8 shoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is my 8 spider. So job number 1, guys, you go and design your own number 8. So like I say, it might be in the shape of the numeral, or it might be that you decide to make an 8 spider instead. Okay then, now guys, once you've designed your number 8 character, I would love it if you could think of an adventure for your number 8 to go on, just like the number 8 did in what we just shared. Okay? Now, to be extra clever, I would love it if you could think of an adventure that involves you showing me one of the ways that you've learnt to make 8. Do you remember when we were doing the Night Pirates and you made me some pictures, didn't you, for number 7? And you showed me a way of making 7 in your picture, like 3 pirates on the ship and 4 in the sea, sorry. That's what I'd love you to do for your number 8 character today. Now, it's up to you. Again, you might just draw me a picture to show me what your number 8 character gets up to. Or, if you've made a model, you might make another model for your number 8 character to go to. Okay? And you might use your words to explain your 8 story rather than writing it down. Or, if you didn't get to make spider biscuits or maybe spider cakes yesterday, why don't you do that today? And the legs on your spider biscuit could be your number 8 adventure. Your character number 8 could be going to eat a spider biscuit, and you could show me a way of making 8 using the legs. All different sorts of ways you could do this today, guys, and the more creative the better. So you decide how you'd like to do it. You know me though, I love to draw, don't I? So I'm going to draw my 8 adventure, and my 8 spider is going to go to her web that she's been weaving. Now again, guys, you could make a web at home if you don't want to draw it. That's absolutely fine. Or you could just draw it in your book. Or if you really want to make biscuits, you could decorate a biscuit with a spider's web, and the number of flies you put on it could be your way of showing 8. So many ways you could do this, guys. Okay. So my number 8 spider is going to go home to her web. She's ready for her tea. On her web, she is going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flies. But she's going to be a little bit disappointed because there are 1, 2, 3 flies buzzing around the outside of her web that she hasn't managed to catch. How many flies have we got all together, guys? 8, haven't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm showing that I've got 8 altogether, but by putting some flies on my web and some flies flying around on the outside, I'm showing a way that I can make 8. 5 and 3 makes 8. So my number 8 adventure might be my number 8 spider goes home to her web and she finds that she's caught 5 flies, but 3 flies are buzzing around in the air. There are 8 flies altogether, but she's only caught 5 of them and 3 of them got away. And that is my adventure for 8. Now, see how you go, guys. You might decide to do more than one adventure. You might show me more than one way that you've learnt of making 8, and that's absolutely fine. Or, excuse me, or you might just stick with one way, and that's absolutely fine too. And like I say, write it down if you want to, make it if you want to, act it out as a little story with some models if you want to. As long as you're thinking about 8 and you're telling your grown-up how you can make 8, I don't mind what you do. Put some of that brilliant thinking you've been doing all week to use. Have lots of fun, guys, and I will look forward to seeing your 8 stories and your 8 adventures when you're finished. See you after lunch, ready for Friday afternoon.